there was like a I don't know where it aired. It was like a TV show about
It was on
it's like a 13-year-old
TLC.
transgender girl, Jazz Jennings.
Yeah, it was on TLC.
It's like 10 years ago because she's like 23 now, I think.
Right.
And she is not doing well. You can see her kind of in this. She's put on a lot of weight. She was not a large child. She's very depressed apparently. Um and she's just not doing well. And this article is sort of entertaining the idea that she regrets it. I don't know if she would say that necessarily, but at the same time, it's kind of like uh, doing the transition didn't fix anything.
Well, I don't know how that can, honestly, because it's like you're doing a I don't know, it's like it to me it's like the idea of getting self-esteem from getting a pair of tits. You know, a woman goes and gets
Yeah.
a pair of fake tits and she's like suddenly her self-esteem issues are cleared up. Like I think you create a whole other set of issues. You
Hmm.
know, I feel really sorry
Well,
for
it's
anybody.
even you even think about it in like fitness.
Yeah.
You know, like I think it was Chris Williams' podcast I was watching yesterday or something. The guy they were talking about fitness and how like it's very common you start working out because like you want slightly bigger arms, and then you get slightly bigger arms, but like I want slightly bigger shoulders, and you're like then you're not happy with your legs, and then you want to have a six pack, and like there's just all of these things, this cascading effect. Like you never get to a point where you're satisfied,
Hmm.
and there's always something uh like wrong,
Right.
right?
Of course,
So
yeah.
I think this is
Well,
kind
that's
of in a
human.
similar vein.
That's humans, right? Like we,
Absolutely.
if we, you set a goal, you then you have to have another goal. It's like
Yeah.
there's never enough, so it's always the next thing. So it doesn't. This would be the same thing. Working out would be the same thing. Then there's body dysmorphia that plays into it, right? If you look at yourself and you think you're small, for example, and then you're like, okay, I can only get so big working out naturally. I'm going to take testosterone and I'm
Yeah, you're
going
gonna take steroids.
to, yeah. So in this case, it was she was too young to make these decisions on her own, right?
Yeah.
Is that's where I feel sorry for this girl because, or boy,
Well,
girl,
you'll feel
I w-
sorry for her when we play this
yeah.
video in this article.
Oh, this is
It's just
gross.
awful.
This is gross. Oh, if you can find it.
It's just it's lagging. I accidentally clicked a link
Oops.
within the article.
Yeah, it's when parents helicopter their kids and they make decisions for them that gets weird and creepy. It just disappeared.
Yeah, where did
It's a
they go?
Twitter. Oh, there
Oh,
we
yeah,
go.
it
It's
takes
gotta
a
load up.
Okay, here we're gonna play this.
Yeah.
But with her, I'm worried about like her mental well-being and her dilation. The minute she leaves my house, we have a dilation problem.
That is a concern. When you don't have that watchful eye, they tend to go back to old patterns.
I have woken Jazz out of a dead sleep and taken the dilator and put the lubrication on it and said, here, you take this and you put it in your vagina. If not, I will. But Jazz is bad, even when I'm home once a day. I will be so mad if she goes away to college and that thing seals up. I will wring her neck. Can you imagine? No, I can't imagine.
Jail.
This is that's creepy.
It's horrifying. Like so this is like one of those things where like the parent has obviously pushed this transgender thing on her. Got a surgery probably way too early. Now that she's an adult, it's like fucked her. Like she's fucked.
What I don't understand about I think when they're talking about like transgender people, like there are certain people that will feel 100% they're in the wrong body, and then they'll do a transition, and then they feel better.
Yeah.
Like for example, like a Caitlyn Jenner, right?
Blair White.
I'm sure, or Blair White. I'm sure these are successful transitions because they did it at an age where they could make that decision for themselves. Essentially, I think Blair White was pretty old too. I think she was about 17 when she.
Yeah, she did it when she was an adult, I think.
Yeah,
she felt it for a while.
but you're doing this
until she was an adult.
You're doing this for a child, or like your parents are doing it to you as a child before you hit puberty to try and block puberty so they can negate some of the the effects of puberty on the natural sex of what you are born, that's gonna psychologically fuck up anybody, I think. And I don't know how you can do all these interventions, these these man-made interventions to fix things. Like, for example, she now has basically a piercing down below. She has to continuously keep it
Worse than
open.
that, like, it's just an open wound into her body.
Well, this is what I'm saying, but it's like your ear,
Like,
right? When you pierce your ear,
yeah.
like mine's pierced, this one here, but it's sealed up, right? It's like healed up now. I could push a hearing through if I had to, because it's still kind of there. But I'm sure it's the same thing. But now you have a whole other basket of shit to deal with that's now going to add to all of this, this underlying condition, this dysphoria that you were dealing with your whole life. I can't imagine. I can't imagine what this girl's going through. It's she was born a boy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah. And they cut it right off as a child.
It's like any decision where you make a crazy, strong decision. It's like, okay, well, I can't back out from this. You cut your penis off, it's done. That's it.
Yeah, you can't put that back.
She could have been a gay man.
And a lot of the times that's the case. Like,
Right.
that's how that turns out.
Yeah.
So,
And we in our society now is so open and accepting and positive towards gay people now. It's a great time to be gay. Like, it would have been rough, I guess, probably pre-80s, let's say, or even pre-90s, really, because 80s, I guess, was like the sort of AIDS crisis going on, and people were calling that the homosexual plague, essentially.
yeah.
But now it's like we're so okay with it. Which
I agree, though.
we're
It is
normal.
a plague.
And I've actually
We need a cure.
Right,
We need a cure
right.
fast.
Yeah. I've never actually had any problem whatsoever with gay, lesbian, bisexual, any of that kind of stuff. I do, however, have a problem with mutilating children.
Yeah.
I have zero problem with people deciding as an adult
And they're
wanna
pushing so
transition.
hard for the ability to do that and to
Mhm.
keep doing that. It really makes you wonder why. Like, what are they trying
It
to
really
do?
is.
Like, why do they want that?
It's really weird to me. Like, we used to protect children, but now I mean, I understand the idea that somebody thinks that maybe they're doing well for their child, but I don't know. Kids say they're dinosaurs. So if we have the ability to make a kid a dinosaur, we're gonna make a kid a dinosaur. Like, it's bizarre to me.
That's Matt Walsh's book, right? Matt Walsh?
Yeah, I think he does.
The walrus thing.
Oh, walrus. Yeah,
and
it's
then
the walrus.
the mom puts the kid in the zoo or something.
Yeah.
That's a funny book. But
I've never
that's
actually.
the exact premise, right? Are you just gonna affirm the identity? It's like it's
I really do feel sorry for her if she's going through some really rough times and her mom's a complete fuck sack.
evil piece of shit.